JR was a lot of fun, huh? Awesome. So was Telvin Smith. So Latavius Murray. Not a bad time here. Pretty hype at the table, Peter?
Great week of the show.
Pretty damn good show.
I'd say it's our greatest week yet.
This is it?
This has been unbelievable.
This is the one you want to put on yourself. I like it. I think it'll be good. It's Emmy-worthy.
Lots of shows, lots of football. We will be live at Super Bowl, by the way. Our tickets are sold out. Peter, what's going on?
Of course, they're sold out. We went through an independent company, said, hey, who wants to come to Good Morning Football? And I'm getting tweets from people saying, we can't get access to it. But guys, go online, find it on Twitter. You can come and watch us in person in Minnesota. What a thrill. You get to take a selfie with me.
Yeah. In case that it's all sold out, I think we're talking about the game.
A tweet up or
We're getting
something.
refunds now after that offer trigger.
All right.
Man.
Let's bring in
flattering angle.
Will Selva out in the NFL newsroom in LA. What's going on, Will?
Can I tell you something, though?
Of course,
I pride myself in I always pride myself in being awake and ready to go, right? And I don't know if I fell asleep and I was dozing off. But then I wake up, and then I see somebody wearing a poodle mask on air. Did that happen?
And it was a nightmare.
Did that happen?
It was an absolute nightmare.
It was a devil dog.
That happened on the show?
Dog. Yeah, on a football show.
You didn't get to see the eyes up close and personal. It was not okay.
Yeah. You thought you were hallucinating. You weren't back in college, Will. It happened. It might happen again.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's some wild, crazy parties that, oh, my goodness, it's there. It is. It happened. Oh.
I'm a luck dragon. Woo. A trail.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's all we got.
That did happen.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you were the one to get the mask, though, KB. Either way, Eagles quarterback Nick Foles turns 29 on Saturday. And on behalf of everyone here at JMFB, happy birthday. He'll hope to get the ultimate birthday present on Sunday with the win over the Vikings in a trip to Super Bowl 52. Now, Foles seemed to find a rhythm that really worked for him in the second half in the win over the Falcons in the throwdown round, going 12 for 15 at one point on back-to-back scoring drives. Head coach Doug Peterson pleased with the accuracy of his QB.
Obviously, having a game like he had and as efficient as he was, it just boosts confidence, going forward. Nick is Nick. I mean, he comes to work every single day and does the same thing every single day and prepares the same. And there's not a lot that really, gets under his skin. But I've seen a little more confidence in him. He had a great practice yesterday and look forward to another one today.
As for their opponent this week, Vikings wide receiver Adam Thielen back at practice on Thursday, albeit on a limited basis. Thielen missing Wednesday's session with a lower back injury. He had 6 grabs for 74 yards in the win over the Saints. The Eagles have embraced their underdog role over in the NFC matchup, while in the AFC, the Jaguars are underdogs as well in their game against the Patriots. Not many people giving Jacksonville much of a chance over New England, who have become a staple in the AFC Championship game. But Jaguars defensive tackle Malik Jackson has heard from fans rooting for them to knock off the Patriots.
I do. You hear it a lot. I think they say a lot of people are tired of seeing the Patriots in there. I think the Patriots would disagree with you guys. But, we'll see what happens. I know that we would love to go. We're really big on telling fans that we're growing. This is a new Jags team, and we really want to start to be able to get to the Super Bowl this year in our first year where we're all together, especially under Coach Marone, would be awesome. But like I said, we have Goliath in front of us, and we can't really be looking too far ahead because if we do, we'll be like the Steelers watching next week or week after that. So we'll see.
Oh, so Malik throwing some shade there on the Steelers. They just want to be home like them right now watching. So the Jags, just Telvin Smith, A.J. Boye, Jalen Ramsey. I love the juice that these guys bring. It doesn't make it dull one bit.
It's a lot of fun, except, Nate doesn't want to see them opening night in Minneapolis. He'd rather see the Patriots hit the stands for the media.
It's the way I like it. Nice and vanilla.
Great stuff.
Leave it there.
23 weeks.
Okay.
Making it finally here. Championship Sunday. The Jaguars, the Patriots, the Vikings, the Eagles. They clash for the right to play in Super Bowl 52. So let's talk about
that all season. Blake Bortles. Here's the facts. When he doesn't throw an interception, they are 10-0. So people are saying, somebody at this table, if Brady doesn't turn the ball over, they're going to win. How about the simple fact that if Blake Bortles doesn't turn the ball over, they win? Okay. Because that's fact.
Okay.
When you look at what he's been able to do in those wins, 18 TDs, just 3 interceptions. So him taking care of the ball, feeding his wide receivers, leaning on that running game, puts his defense, which is the best defense right now in the postseason, even though they gave up those 42 points. I know you're going to hit me up. Antonio Brown left earth on great coverage by Boye. He still puts his team in the best position. And what I do love about this is that Blake Bortles could easily become the most famous Blake of all time. And I'm not even talking about Blake Griffin. Ever since he had that whack stand-up and he took shots at football players, I'm not even talking about that.
Forgot about him.
He was running
Also punched out a
he was
tall
running
guy.
from Chris Paul the other night in Staples Center. We'll get to that later. But Blake Shelton, though, the world's sexiest man.
Yeah.
He does everything under the sun. They both stand at 6'5".
Okay.
They both have good hits this year. People are loving what they're doing. If Blake Bortles wins this game and beats the GOAT and is the legend killer and takes his team to Minneapolis, he will easily be the most famous Blake in the United States.
That's huge.
Right now. And that is huge. So, Blake Bortles, I'm watching you. I got faith in you. I've been loving what you're doing all year. Forget all the talk. And, yeah, you can compare yourself to LeBron James if you want to. Cleveland Cavaliers ain't that hot right now. You guys are a better team.
That's it.
Come on, Blake
Steve
Bortles.
Blake Twitter's lit right
Steve
now.
Blake Twitter's lit. Blake Lively Twitter, I'm here for. Hello. Blake Lively. That movie she was in, the shark who's just in a bikini the whole time.
The whole time sitting on a rock.
It's a bikini commercial for an hour.
Not your type.
Not necessarily, but you know.
Your arm could be twisted.
All right. I love
Okay,
Vanessa.
good.
Love them. I love you, honey. I really do. The guy that I'm looking forward to seeing is a guy that we really have not talked about very much this week at all. I'm looking forward to seeing Alshon Jeffery, and let me
Okay.
tell you why. I think there's this sentiment with Xavier Rhodes is out there and he's locked down everything, so Alshon, he'll get locked up, and it's going to have to be Ertz, it's going to have to be Aguilar. That's some BS right there. Let me tell you, Alshon Jeffery is 6'3", 220, and paid. There is no I'm a non-factor in a
Jump up
playoff
and get
game.
it.
Go get it.
I like it.
I've looked at Xavier Rhodes. The two guys who have done the Rhodes Open, they've led to those tweets, is Marvin Jones, who did it with speed and just athleticism and burst, and Michael Thomas, who just did it because he was tough as hell. That's what Alshon's going to have to do, all right? Alshon is going to have to fight. Now, we know Alshon, not a huge personality guy, not a ton to say, not particularly fiery, but everything with Alshon is big. He's big. His checks are big. The expectations are big. And this is the biggest football game of his life. He needs to fight. There is no 2 catches for 27 yards. There is no, I got locked up. No, Alshon Jeffery, this is your life. This is your career. It's the NFC title game at home. You're the #1 receiver for a team trying to go to the Super Bowl. You need to show up and fight. And if it's not like this, maybe it's with this, maybe it's whatever you got to do, he needs to go off because there is no factor of Alshon's taken care of. It's going to have to be Aguilar. It's going to have to be Ertz. BS. You're the #1. Go fight.
I love
I like that.
We never talk about him. You're right.
We don't. Can't be all
He-
week.
He's waiting till the fourth quarter. Can't be.
No, Nate. The first series. Let's go.
The team that he's had in his career the most success against has been the Minnesota Vikings. When he was with the Bears, he used to torch the Vikings.
Oh,
He's had a
snap.
ton of success against this Vikings defensive backfield over the course of his
Got to have it this week.
Okay, who you
He
got?
can make a play. We have to see it, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about the Patriots, right? And you talked about James White, and you talked about Brandon Bolden, and I just love you guys so much because he left Dion Lewis to me.
Let's do it.
And that's what I'm most excited to see, and you should be too, because he has been balling quietly pretty much all season long, but since week 11 especially, he is 5th in total yards a game. That is more than your boy Alvin Kamara and more than even Shady McCoy. He has more carries in that time since Lev Bell and Gurley, who are like actual workhorses. That's what they are, feature backs. Lewis is quietly crushing it. And yes, we've seen this sort of dynamic play out of him before, right? He's versatile, but I'm so impressed with the fact that he's the every down guy, which is not what I expected. He's the power runner. Yeah. They brought in Gillislee. Didn't really happen. So I'm very impressed to see him get all of the volume. And I thought that the plan without Blunt was to have Gillislee come in and take that role. It has been Dion Lewis. And one weakness is...
he has one?
Let's see. I don't know. He doesn't have one. He has 10 targets last week. I'm looking at it right now. He's healthy. He's reliable. He's experienced, especially in the playoffs. I don't know that you guys could name a more dangerous running back in the playoffs than Dion Lewis.
He's horrifying. And last year,
No,
against the Texans in the playoffs, he returned the punt, then had the touchdowns.
Yep.
He is the scariest. You talk about the Swiss Army knife of sorts. Dion Lewis horrifies me if I'm a defense.
That's what I'm excited to see, because I think if the Jags have a weakness, rather, it's the run defense.
Yeah, and I think if you're the coordinator and you're looking at doing like, who are we worried about? We're really worried about Gronk, and then Dion Lewis can kill us, 100%.
James White will be huge because he can catch the ball, of course, but if Dion Lewis can do both and be like the between the tackles guy, that's something that we didn't really see until recently.
He's a beast.
I'm looking at the player I want to see is a guy that Kay mentioned earlier today, and I'm knocking on the door on history, and that's Case Keenum. Guys, I go back to the 2012 draft. 11 quarterbacks were selected. Let's go through the names. Andrew Luck, Robert Griffin, Ryan Tannehill. Let's go through them here. Let's slow down.
Right.
So Brandon Weeden, Brock Osweiler, Russell Wilson, of course. Nick Foles is competitor this week. Kirk Cousins. These are big names in the NFL.
Right.
Ryan Lindley, B.J. Coleman, Chandler Harnish. These are the guys that were drafted in that draft class. Case Keenum went undrafted. 32 teams passed on him. 255 players were taken, and Case Keenum wasn't one of them. He's knocking on the door to history of a very elite club. You can talk about, well, here's a guy who's won 5 Super Bowls. Here's a guy who's won this and that. The elite club is the undrafted Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's one game away from getting that opportunity. There's only one guy in the history of the game. We've had 103 quarterbacks play in these Super Bowls. Only one of them has been undrafted and won a Super Bowl, and it's our colleague, Kurt Warner. Let's see some Kurt Warner video. Only one guy in the history of the sport has gone from undrafted to winning a Super Bowl championship, and it is one of our